All right, guys. So yesterday was an exciting day in baseball, a sad day for others, myself included. Obviously, there was 3 shots for elimination games yesterday, and only one team's going home, and that's the Yankees. There's a game 5 in Seattle, Detroit. Phillies escaped elimination, and then the Cubs also escaped elimination. And I'm going to go into depth of those games later on my podcast this afternoon. But right now, I have to vent about the Yankees. The Blue Jays were the better team. I'm not going to not admit that. It's the truth. There was a lot of opportunities where the Yankees just didn't show up. Obviously, there was the McMahon home run, and that was pretty much all they got the whole game. But I think the biggest problem and the biggest issue, aside from the Jazz error, which is going to be my nightmare this year. Last year, the nightmare was the Game 5 inning, the Game 5 fifth inning with the missed ball, the miscues all over the place. That was nightmare fuel. I think the nightmare fuel this year, aside from the horrific plate approaches, is going to be the ground ball to Jazz that could have ended the inning and escaped everything. Schlittler goes through 7, and we don't have to use Devin Williams. But again, that's the nightmare fuel for this offseason. But again, the biggest issue were the plate approaches. The offense was nowhere to be found. Like I said, the only run they got all game was from a McMahon solo home run in like the second. I think it was the second or third. It was early on in the game, and there was nothing after that. Aaron Judge can continue to hit as well as he's been hitting, but when no one else does their job, he can't hit 5 solo home runs and win the game. It's just not going to happen. But again, this was a bullpen game for Toronto. They had a couple guys that looked shaky, but I think the thing that sums up, obviously on top of the offense not hitting the ball, on top of the horrific plate approaches, right? The one that stuck out to me the most was in the 8th inning. The bases are loaded. They bring in Rice to pinch hit. He gets a walk. Hoffman's looking a little shaky. He can't find the splitter. He's having trouble finding the zone. And then here comes Austin Wells, right? Bases are loaded. He just walked the guy, and Austin Wells swings at the first pitch outside, high and out, that you can do nothing with. There's nothing you can do with that pitch. And that just sums it up. He just walks the guy. You got the bases loaded. The momentum's coming. You can feel the pressure on Hoffman, and you swing at a pitch and hit a lazy fly ball to left to kill all the momentum you had. And that sums it up. And I think that's been the biggest issue the entire series is that there's no plate approach. It's just let's try to mash the first thing that we see. And that's why Savage had a low pitch count. That's why Gosman had a low pitch count. And it's why a lot of these Blue Jays relievers, who were the guys that they should have hit all the way through, were unscathed most of the game. And I think it all comes down to plate approach and just the inability to just play actual baseball and not try to hit an absolute jack every time they step up to the plate. I have 2 or 3 exciting games. I think 3 exciting games, at least 2 for sure. We got a Game 5 on Friday, but I think the Cubs are playing tonight, who would need escape elimination again. And then obviously the Phillies are playing again tonight to escape elimination. There's still lots of baseball to watch, and it's going to be exciting.